Hey friends, welcome to a brand new series here on the YouTube channel called UFD Rigs. So, this is actually a series that we've been doing over on our Twitch channel where we do every weekday.
Leading into weekday.
Yes, we stream over on twitch.tv/UFDisciple where you can submit your PCs in order to be involved in this competition. So we do it at 3 p.m. South African Standard Time, and you can convert that to wherever you are. That would be 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time, and then Australia, I'm sorry, I don't know how to convert to your time. That's not the point. The point is that if you submit your PCs on Twitter with the hashtag UFDRigs, and you do it according to that week's theme, you could enter into the daily UFD Rigs of the Day, in which we select the winner of the day, who then goes into the UFD Rigs of the Week, which is what today's video is about. You see, we do all of this over on the live stream, over on Twitch, where it's voted for, but we wanted to bring this to our YouTube audience where you guys could participate in this voting process yourselves, because we've already determined a UFD Rigs of the Week winner on Twitch, but we want to know what the YouTube audience says. So we're going to walk through the PCs that won each Rig of the Day this week for this week's theme, which was the saying goodbye to the 10 series, with the top tier 10 series being the cards that we allowed. The previous week we did the lower end 10 series, so 1060 and below, and now this week we did 1070, 1070 Ti, 1080, and 1080 Ti. If your system had any of those, you then fit into submitting for the rigs of the week, and then we could determine who's going to win. So without further ado, I'm gonna walk you guys through which rigs we have for each day, and then you will be able to vote in the poll in the top right-hand corner to determine which one you want to win, as Rikus is currently editing this video. So first up, we have this one from DRZ. This is the only custom liquid-cooled PC we have in this rig competition. So he has an i7 8700K, an ASRock Z370 Extreme 4, 16 gigs of Ripjaws 5 memory at 2800 megahertz, which appears to be overclocked, with a 1080 Ti Founders Edition, and a 970 that runs a separate monitor off of the DVI port, since his 1080 Ti Founders Edition doesn't have a DVI port. As we can see, the water cooling looks good. He only has the CPU on water cooling. The RAM doesn't quite fit. Each of the graphics cards doesn't quite fit. There's not a huge cohesion as far as the theme going on here. He even left the red connectors on the SLI connection, which is a shame because it just ruins the color coordination unless he's trying to match the RAM, in which case I don't understand why he went with the green and then the blue lights. It's a whole mishmash. Cable management's pretty decent. It looks like he actually put effort into it, so that's good, but it's also not as sweetly run as, let's say, Entrant for day 2. We're gonna move on to Crimson Curse, who submitted this 7700 with a B250 motherboard with a 1080 Seahawk AIO cooled graphics card with a fractal design AIO as well. He has a custom MSI backplate you see right there, down there at the bottom, and a custom painted Fantex P400 chassis. His cable management is freaking on point. As you can see here, this 24-pin custom sleeved and run all the way down the side. There is a grommet right there that he could have run it towards the back, but he chose not to actually show this thing off. This is a gorgeous looking system. The specs are okay. A B250 with a non-overclockable 7700s, totally fine. The AIO for the CPU is a little overkill, but it's allowable if you want to be just a little bit extra. I would have preferred to go with Z370 and an 8700K for the price that he likely spent on that AI for those cables as well as the AIO, but to each his own. The only thing that really bothers me about this entire system is the 24 gigabytes of RAM that he has in there, because that means he has a 2x8 kit as well as a 2x4 kit in there, and it doesn't matter if they're at the same speeds or the same timings. I don't care that there might be a logical reason behind it. I don't care if one of them was on sale, if one of them was an upgrade. It's weird and it bothers me. 24 gigs of RAM just is an irksome thing to me, and I hope it is to you guys as well. If not, then I sound like I'm a complaining whiny baby, but I'm not a fan of 24 gigs, but it is a gorgeous system. I'm not gonna take that away from him. The custom painting, the custom sleeves, well done. Good job to you, Crimson Curse. Rig number 3 is from Internet Police. This is the Mini ITX piece that we have here. He's running an Ryzen 7 2700X, an H60 AIO on an ASRock X470 ITX Fatality board, 16 gigabytes of Triton Z RGB RAM at 3200 megahertz with an EVGA GTX 1080 Ti for the Win 3 Elite with a whole butt ton of SSD storage, a 512 gig Samsung 960 Pro NVMe M.2, and a 1 terabyte Intel 600p NVMe M.2 drive, which he's put in a SATA enclosure, so he's only getting SATA speeds instead of NVMe speeds, but that's neither here nor there. And then he has a whole bunch of Corsair fans right there. So right now, this is a very clean system. Those custom cables coming off of the graphics card look amazing. The custom accents on the EVGA card, while not my preference, do really sell the entire theme of the rig. The custom sleeve addition to the Corsair cooler is also gorgeous, as well as the color set to the Trident Z RAM wins in my book. It looks like this thing might be struggling to breathe, but if you notice down at the bottom there, you will see that there are intake fans on this system, so we can actually have that 1080 Ti breathing like it's meant to breathe. I love this system. It is very clean. It's a beautiful powerhouse. It's well done in a small case in the Inwin A1. Let's talk about more beautiful things. We've got this one from Sonamoos. He's submitted in the Enthoo Pro an i7-8700K Gigabyte Aorus Game 7 motherboard with a Gigabyte Aorus 1080 Ti graphics card, 2x8 gig kit of Rikus Strauss 3200 megahertz memory with a Dark Rock Pro 4 cooler with a bunch of Noctua fans for intake and exhaust, and then a bunch of SSDs. This is a gorgeous looking system. It's very clean, very well done. The issue that I might personally have with this is that maybe the camera wasn't the cleanest, so there is some lens flare that's coming off on this, which makes it look less clean than it actually is. The fact is that with this, you do get very clean system cohesion because he's using RGB properly. He's making sure that his system lines up with a theme he's choosing, and then there it is. And then obviously the best part about this build is that there's a freaking Goku in the last picture, which is amazing because Goku wins everything. So there we go. Then we have rig of number 5 of Friday. This one's called Prax, and it has an i7 4790K on an Asus Maximus 7 Hero with a 1080 Ti for the Win 3 hybrid GPU with an NZXT Kraken X52 AIO and a Corsair 460X mid-tower case. And a lot of lights, a lot of HD 120 fans, and my goodness, this thing just looks absolutely phenomenal. It might be on DDR3, it might be on a 4790K, but this thing looks gorgeous, and I bet it can play games really well. My particularly favorite part about this is the fact that these top lights right there just illuminate down, and there's no side spillage light from the right-hand side. It contains the light. It makes it look menacing and powerful and gorgeous. And while this may not be the top tier spec system that we're seeing in this UFD Rigs of the Week, honestly, I would have to say that rig number 5 is my personal favorite as far as just the aesthetic power that it brings to this entire system. And of course, it's in the 460X, so you get that white lights at the front, which is nice. I like it. Please. So, my friends, those are the 5 submissions that we have for UFD Rigs of the Week this week. Be sure to vote in the poll in the top right-hand corner now that you've seen all of the submissions, you've gotten my feedback. Be sure to leave your opinions and comments down in the comments down below so that the people who submitted these rigs can feel a specific way about their PCs and you can give them some constructive feedback. So that's it. Vote up there and we'll let you know that next week's theme for UFD Rigs will be AMD Ryzen. We're gonna be saying goodbye to AMD Ryzen because the new 9th gen Intel processors launch on Friday next week on October 19th, so the week prior just seems like the right time to have a fond farewell to AMD Ryzen based systems. So if you have an AMD Ryzen PC, be sure to submit it over on Twitter. You can tweet at me, at UFDisciple, but be sure to use the hashtag UFD Rigs so that we see it and we can submit it in the UFD Rigs contest that we hold every single day over on Twitch, twitch.tv/UFDisciple, so that you can keep up to date with what we're doing over there. I think that's it for me. The winner of the UFD Rigs of the Week will get a gift card, so that's a positive. As we get more sponsors for what's happening on the channel, we can up the prize. Right now, it's an Amazon gift card if you're anywhere besides South Africa, and then if you're in South Africa, you get a Wootware voucher, which is gonna be pretty dope. I like it, Rikus likes it. We're all fans. We also have these Wootware Woot books, cheeky little plug there. Anyways, anything I forgot to say?
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you want to see more of this. Let us know if you want this on the channel. I'm curious. Yeah. Do you like UFD rigs here? Do you like the opportunity of looking at other people's PCs? Maybe even submitting your own if you think that you can put these poor plebs to shame. Let us know down in the comments below. Again, all of that good stuff. I'm Brett with the UFD Tech channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see your smiling faces again in the next video. Love you too. Bye. Can you at least look slightly enthused, Rikus? You're on camera.